You're gonna be love FBI and the FDLE. Y'all love these people a lot. Y'all really respect their integrity. Y'all swear they law enforcement officers and they here to protect and serve the people. But when they get a nigga call them about some crimes that they team committed, you see how they run like shit.
Cleveland, Ohio. I'm in Cleveland, Ohio, but I called the FBI tip line a dozen times, and nobody never respond. I need to talk to a FBI detective or prosecutor.
You can try to call our Cleveland field office. We have a field office in Cleveland, and you can call them directly. And if you go online and just Google FBI Cleveland, you should be able to the phone number. The information should pop up for you.
I already tried that, but you can give me the number. You say the field office number?
Yeah, the field office. You can try the field office.
You know the number?
I do not have it offhand. You can Google it. It's super easy. Just FBI Cleveland, and it should pop right up.
I was looking for it. I wasn't able to find anything but the tip line number.
You got a pen?
Yeah.
216-522-1400.
216. What else?
522.
Yeah.
216-522.
Yeah.
114.
Yeah.
00.
And that's not just another tip line number, is it? That's gonna give me a detective.
That's the field office. That's
Straight
the main number for the field
number.
office.
You ain't talking.
So how do it operate when the citizen want to speak to a detective and not just a secretary that's going?
Well, have you called the local police department?
What that got to do with the FBI?
Well, I mean, if you have to report a crime, you're asking about a detective.
But this guy
local police?
No, I don't need the local police because I need the FBI.
Well, sir, the best thing I can do, since this is the press office, and we don't take tips and complaints here, all I can do is refer you to the local field office, and that's the number, the main telephone number for the Cleveland field office.
And what do the
located in Cleveland?
What do the press office deal with?
We deal with the press, with the news media.
So if I give you a story, or y'all,
we don't write stories. No, we don't write stories. We just deal with the news media. If you want to report something, you can call the field office, the Cleveland field office, located in Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay, all right.
And try that number.
And can you give me the number to the field office in Miami, Florida?
But you said you're in Cleveland.
Yeah, but I got the issues happen here and in Miami, Florida.
Well, I'll tell you, go ahead and call Cleveland, and then they can coordinate it with Miami.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Worthless ass FBI agents.
Worthless assholes.
Hello? I can't hear.
Can you hear me?
You kind of talking real low. Can you talk a little louder, criminal defendant? Yeah, I can't hear you. Hello? Hello? I can't hear you. You talking too low.
Office of Investigations, can you hear me?
You kind of talking real low. Can you talk a little louder for me?
Can you hear me now?
A little bit. Can you tell me about what I need to know about filing a complaint against police officers?
You will call the Officers Employing Agency on non-emergency line and ask to speak to the Internal Affairs Unit and let them know you'd like to file a formal complaint.
already went to that level, so now I need to go a step higher because I need to make a complaint on the Internal Affairs Office as well as the state attorney for corruption, assault, battery, things like that. I'm a victim.
If you have a complaint against the Internal Affairs Unit, then you will work your way up their chain of command by speaking to either the
I can't
sheriff
hear
or
you. I
police
can't hear
chief.
you. You whispering so low. Could you talk louder?
If you have a complaint against the Internal Affairs Unit, you will file a complaint with that chain of command. So by speaking to the sheriff or police chief.
Miami don't have a sheriff, and I'm making a complaint on the higher ups. So
It's the Miami-Dade Police Department.
Yeah.
So the chief of police of that area.
Yeah, I'm making a complaint on the chief of police. I'm making a complaint on the state attorney, Catherine Fernandez Rundier, is the head prosecutor, and I'm making a complaint against all of them for criminal for criminal corruption, public corruption, and RICO. So they not taking my complaint, so I have to go above their head, and it's kind of useless for you to tell me to go back to them. Dealt
so
with
you
them
have a
for
complaint
years.
against the chief of police?
I got a complaint against all of them. Yeah, the chief of police, the head prosecutor, the chief judge. So I need FDLE to get in there to assist me and investigate these people for corruption.
Okay. Have you called our Miami Regional Operations Center?
You talking so low. I don't know why you whispering over the phone.
I'm not sure what's going on with your phone.
Probably can you put somebody else on the phone with some deeper voice, because you whispering over the phone and it's kind of frustrating.
Unfortunately not. Did you call our Miami Regional Operations Center?
What you mean did I call Miami Regional Operations Center? What is that?
We have a region throughout the state of Florida. It's still part of FDLE. If there's anything that we get involved with, it most likely would be our Miami Regional Operations Center.
No, I never heard of this department. What do they deal with?
It's still part of FDLE, so we provide investigative support when requested either by a sheriff or a police chief or a state attorney. So if there's anything that we would get involved
hold on, you whispering so goddamn low, girl. I can't hear a word out your mouth.
Did you try to turn the phone up? If I go any louder, I might just yell. I don't want to yell.
Now you said the Miami department, they deal with what?
It's still part of FDLE. So you're calling FDLE headquarters. This is here in Tallahassee. If we were ever to get involved into local law enforcement matters, it would be our Miami Regional Operations Center. It's still part of FDLE. We just have different regions throughout the state of Florida.
And what's their number?
It will be 305 470 5500.
So this department, I call them and I can leave my complaint and get in touch with a investigator to have the police investigated down there.
You can ask them and express the same things you're telling me, and they'll determine if this is something that they will investigate.
Yeah, but sometimes a crook who answer the phone, they may know the rules, but they'll lie to me because they know I don't know it. That's why I'm asking you to tell me before I call them. You know, government corruption run deep right now, and they be waiting to lie to you because I'm trying to take down some of the most powerful officials they know. So they gonna lie.
I don't think they're gonna lie. They're still part of FDLE. So.
Yeah, but you don't think because you don't know these devils. You work for them. You love them. You respect them. I know they crooks. I know they criminals.
Okay, well, you may wish to express your defense to them, and if they determine that they're going to investigate, they'll let you know.
I'm asking you before. I know they'll let me know. They're going to let me know anyway. They're going to tell me no. Because they, you know. But the thing is, with y'all policies, do y'all allow a citizen to open up a complaint with the FDLE or only like a government?
We're usually requested by a sheriff, a police chief, or a state attorney to provide investigative support.
Yeah, usually. But I'm saying, as far as, is it anything that says only these officials can contact the FDLE, or is it, do they allow citizens to launch an investigation as well, a private citizen like myself?
I mean, depending on the allegations. So if it's something like, human trafficking, we do major drug crimes, investigations, if we get tips like that, it may be followed up on. But it depends on the nature of the complaint, any evidence that's provided by the complainant. So it all depends. It's something they all have to review.
Well, the thing is, I seen FDLE investigate correctional officers when they beat up some guys in the county jail and things like that. I seen them on the news where they did things like that. But I want to know.
That's part of FDLE duties. We do investigate inmate deaths. If we get a request from DOC, Office of Inspector General, then that is something we would investigate. But like I said, it depends on the nature of the complaint.
You say, yeah, I know my complaints deal with rape, RICO, conspiracy, murder, batteries, perjury, obstruction of justice, great crimes against the government, great crimes. But the thing is, they've been avoiding speaking to me because they say I'm a private citizen and they don't want to accept a complaint from me that only a government official can contact them.
Okay, well, you can call our Miami Regional Operations Center. Like I said, if we were ever get involved, it'll be within that region, in that area, because this falls within Miami State.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day. We're sorry, you have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer.
Little bitch gave me a wrong number.
Investigation, so I can help you.
Yeah, can you tell me what's the number to the Miami division for FDLE?
Sure. 1 second. It's gonna be 305-470-5500.
5500?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day. Florida Department of Law Enforcement.
Yeah, this the Miami division of Florida Department of Law Enforcement?
Yes.
All right, I'm calling. I want you to tell me what I need to know about filing a complaint against officials.
What county are you in?
Miami-Dade.
Okay, I'm going to transfer you to our duty agent. Please stay on the line. A member will be available to assist you in a moment.
I'm Stacy Lyman, Training and Research Manager.
Yeah, hello. How you doing?
Good. How may I help you?
Yeah, I want to know what I need to know to file a complaint against some crooked officials in Miami-Dade County. And then I'll file a complaint with you. Can you tell me your name first?
Well, let me get your name first. Go ahead. What's your first name?
Is ADA-CIA.
Okay. And then your last name?
It's DOUGLAS.
Okay. And what's your date of birth?
December 6, 81.
Home address?
2221 East 81st, Cleveland, Ohio, 44103.
Cleveland, Ohio.
4103.
4103. Okay, this is Agent Geller, spelled Geller, and you wanted to report who?
I wanted to make a report against some corruption that happened to me in Miami, Florida, by the police, internal affairs. It's a RICO, and they acting like a continuing criminal organization with members from Catherine Fernandez Rundle's state attorney's office. Her chief named Thomas, a guy named Tamayo, another head named Irvin Ford, and I want to.
You want to report Kathy Rundle as well?
Catherine, well, I haven't met her yet, so I will.
You want to report her?
I want to report her office.
You want to report to her office?
No, I want to report to you about the crimes that her office is committing to me.
Okay, what did they do to you?
Well, it's a list of them, so I'm gonna start from scratch. On January 14th, 2019, two white male officers, one named Funderburg Lee and one named Zane Jones, stopped me as I was walking down the street, close to North Miami intersection, on the intersection that make the difference between Miami and North Miami. And the police officer was on Northwest 7th Ave and 118th Street. And what the police officers did was stop me, and they robbed me for my phone and my wallet. And they was going through my phone to delete out recordings that I had made of interactions with the police, because I was like in the cop watching, and I would record the police when I would have an altercation with them. So the police these two officers came to attack me as like a form of retaliation to get that evidence from me. And the officers had got caught strangling me. They had no probable cause to stop me. They started strangling me and was screaming at me, calling me niggers, telling me I'ma kill you, nigga. I hate you, nigga. Die, you black bitch. I hate you, black niggers. And I'm a black man, and they was two white guys. So I felt that was a victim of a hate crime. I was in cuffs. I wasn't resisting, and the officers had no probable cause to stop me or arrest me. They wound up charging me with a false charge of battery and resisting arrest. And this was January 14, 2019. I won the charges as a pro se criminal defendant representing myself. I won the charges July 11th, 2022. But that's one crime. The next crime occurred with the prosecutor and the judge. They decides to alter the body worn camera footage and delete the attack of the white officer strangling me, calling me niggas. So that's clearly an obstruction of justice act themselves that they committed. And they altered the footage, deleted the scenes out the footage, just to spare the white officer from being seen as trying to kill me. That's just one of the incidences. Another incident, the judge named Carmen Cabarga. She's newly elected to the bench. She physically assaulted me while she was on the bench. Jumped off the bench during one of my pretrial hearings that was like September, maybe the 8th of 2021.
Which judge?
Her name is Carmen Cabarga. Carman, last name Cabarga, Cabarga. She ran off the bench and ran over to me and started swinging on me, punching me, trying to fight me in her courtroom. So I filed a criminal police report against her for assault and battery, and she using her authority to hinder that investigation. The police, they did the report, but now the prosecutor's office, they keep hanging up on me when I call to try to speak to a prosecutor. They will hang up on me. Chief Tamayo would attack me when I walked in the prosecutor's office. I had more than that police report. They would jump on me and physically throw me out and trespass me from the property with no justification. I had did nothing wrong, just to prevent me from moving forward with my several different police reports where I'm a victim of different crimes. The next issue is I went to Internal Affairs for Miami-Dade to complain on Funderburg Lee. And the Internal Affairs officers had jumped on me and actually physically slammed me out the building. That's how much hatred that they have for me, just to prevent me from being able to move forward with my IA complaints. So they were just that violent and aggressive with me. I went to Miami Beach Internal Affairs because a similar incident happened with some Miami Beach officers. And the Miami Beach Internal Affairs officers pulled guns out on me and told me don't put them to my head, and took my book bag, took my property, threatened to kill me, and told me I better not come to the Internal Affairs office again. All these things I got recordings of. Another incident of, it's just a long list of retaliation by the police. Another incident, August 7th, 2000 and maybe 20. Yeah, 2020. They concocted a scheme to have some North Miami Beach police officers arrest me for a false charge of trespassing at a 7-Eleven store. The police had told the employee to help them rob me from my phone because I use my phone to do a lot of recordings of the crooked police. So the local police told the clerk to help them rob me from my phone. And while I was shopping in the 7-Eleven, I bought some food and left out the store, and the clerk came from behind me and started swinging on me and tried to rob me and take my phone. And I called the clerk. His name was Kareem.
The clerk tried to rob you.
The clerk, yeah. His name Kareem Daniels. I called police. Yeah, I called police. This was August 7th, 2022. I called the police.
Okay.
I called 911 and reported being robbed and assaulted by the clerk. Dispatch told me to wait on the scene to the cops got there. And I told dispatch that I had a problem with the local officers because they was harassing me in the neighborhood. I felt if them thugs come back that they would attack me. And she told me don't worry about it. She was gonna make sure everything was okay. But long story short, it was the same cops who set up the robbery came to the call, and they wind up to justify and help their friend out. They charged me with a false charge of trespassing, which I never was. I beat the case. It was a false charge. I never had a trespassing warning. They made a false police report saying that I was given warnings several times by the officers to leave, and I refused to leave. And that's why they arrested me for trespassing after warning. They did not. They refused to put in the report that I had called them about me being robbed by this employee. They wrote it up as if they was just on the scene and they seen me in the store yelling and arguing, and they lied and said the employee told me several times and the police told me repeatedly to leave and I wouldn't. And that was a big lie. It was all caught on their body cam footage, but they didn't care. They just arrested me on a false charge of trespassing, and I had to sit in the county jail 8 months for that, from 2000 and from August to maybe March of 2021. So the more corruption with that is that the North Miami Internal Affairs Department, when I called them to make a IA complaint about those local officers put me under false arrest, the North Miami Internal Affairs so crooked he won't even let me make a IA complaint on him. just told me outright no. You ain't gonna do it. He's not gonna allow me to make a complaint against his friends. So that's pretty much, and I got more stories. I got another story where North Miami police officers, an officer named Erica Carter, broke into my house at gunpoint on 122nd in North Miami. This was on September the 2nd of 2021. Came in my house at gunpoint and drugged me out my own house where I was living and stole all my property and hired her a private little crew, a little work crew to come in my apartment like they was the sheriffs, but they wasn't. And they stole all my property and then boarded up my house. But they was taking a lot of my legal work because I was bringing a lot of civil lawsuits against the police and judges and things like that. So as a form of retaliation, Erica Carter came into my own home and burglarized my home and snatched me out at gunpoint, beat me up and everything in broad daylight. Stole my mail out the mailbox, stole my mailbox from off the wall. And there's just been a lot of corruption going on. And whenever I made police reports, but those go nowhere without the prosecutor moving forward with prosecution, and the prosecutor's office always hang up on me when I call there. They'll tell me that I'm not allowed to call their office, that only a police can call them and make a complaint on my behalf because I can't do it. They will hang up. And yeah, so it's just and I can keep going with corruption by different officers. And when I was in Miami, I was in when I got arrested for Funderburg Lee he charged me with a resisting arrest and a fake charge of battery on him, the white cops, on January 14th. When they took me to bond court the next day on January 15th, about 10 correctional officers jumped me in front of Renata S. Francis' courtroom. She was the judge. Now she's the Supreme Court judge. She was just elected, but she was the bond court judge. And the police had beat me down so bad they handcuffed me. I was handcuffed, not resisting. And I think one of the senior officers, a sergeant, in front of the entire room, walks over to me and just starts punching me repeatedly in the face. And then his team drugged me outside, slammed me on the ground, took my head with my braids and started slamming me face first into the concrete ground, breaking all my teeth out of my mouth. Then they threw me in the cell and refused me medical treatment. I wasn't able to see a doctor till maybe a day or two later. So I had to eat for like 2 days with broken teeth in my mouth. And every day when I would sit in the county jail, every day when I would sit in the county jail, the officers would throw inching powder on me. They would either taser me, inching powder. They would either taser me, and they would throw a chemical that would cause me to ejaculate semen on myself. This was like they little practical little sex games. And then they would put feces and shit in my food every day. Every day while I was in the county jail, they would feed me shit and feces. And I wrote several dozen complaints about it, and I just get retaliated against. But yeah, this is the type of conduct that I'm going through in Miami. And also, they would threaten to kill me and my family. And so far, they killed about 4 family members of mine. Just out of retaliation towards me.
You know who killed your family members?
It was the police and the corrections. They operate as a gang. They used the little gang members in the community to help them. Not too long ago, they sent one of their friends to kill me, and he was also successful.
Who are the family members that they killed?
Well, I don't want want to mention the names right now, but we'll get into that when you start the investigation. But they dead. They had funerals, and one of them tried to kill me not too long ago. Stabbed me up about 4 or 5 times in Cleveland, Ohio, and I was able.
Are you leaving? Where are you living right now? In Cleveland?
Yeah, I'm back in Cleveland, Ohio. So they sent their goons to Cleveland as well to help them.
Okay. All right, Mr. Douglas. Now listen to me very carefully, okay? Told me a lot of information today. This information, all right, I have the ability to verify whether it's true or not true. Okay, and I believe that you believe it's true, right? But these are things that that you believe are true, but aren't necessarily true.
Yeah, I understand. You got to look at the evidence. And also, the next crime is another more serious crime than that. This is how criminal these gangsters are. Carmen Cabarga, just to prolong my trial with Funderburg Lee and Zane Jones, when you do the investigation, you will see the arrested officer Zane Jones. He went AWOL after he arrested me and beat me up and choked me and things like that. But while that trial was going on, they wanted the conviction so bad. Around June the 14th of 2020, Carmen Cabarga conspired with some misdemeanor county judges, and she had them to place on a bench warrant out for my arrest for county court. Now, what they did, they pretended like I had an open misdemeanor case going on since December 25th of 2019. And they claimed that this case, I got a lot of paperwork, but you will see I was in jail.
I understand, but I'm going to go ahead and stop you, Mr. Douglas, because here's the deal. All this information, all right, they need to be investigated by the individual agencies. You need to call their internal affairs if you're unhappy. This is not a purview for the Florida.
I told you the internal affairs pulled guns out on me, and they criminally assaulted me as well.
No, they didn't. No, nobody's internal affairs pulled guns on you.
I recorded it.
It didn't happen. And you recorded it. Okay. Then if you have that recorded, you should probably go ahead and forward that. Okay?
To who?
You should forward it probably to the agency in which committed the action.
The Internal Affairs Agency committed the criminal acts while I was going to complain about other officers that committed criminal acts. That's why it's a real ongoing gang. They operating as a gang of criminals. And it seemed like you were afraid to even investigate them. That's why you telling me to just deal with them.
No, I'm not. Right. No, it's just that there's a protocol. You have to go through them.
I went to them. They committed the crime. They committed a crime against me, so obviously they're not going to investigate themselves. And they did attempt to do that, but they're not going to do it. So that's why I'm above their head. And it seems like I'm getting the same treatment, but hey, at least I got you on record refusing to give me some services.
Okay. All right. So you got that on record, right?
Now, what's your first, last name, and badge number?
It's Steve, last name of Geller, Geller.
Let me write that down. You say S-T-E, how you spell your first name?
Steve.
S-T-E-V-E?
Mm-hmm.
And what's your last name?
It's Geller, Geller.
And what's your badge number?
1436.
And what's your rank?
All right, we're gonna go ahead and end this phone call, okay? Because the amount of information that you're providing, and that information isn't possibly true. Okay?
What's your rank?
It's not true.
What's your rank?
I'm a special agent.
What that
Okay?
mean, like detective or something? I mean, it seemed like you rushing off
Yeah.
because you agitated. I swear.
No, Mr. Douglas, you've told me about 10 different incidents,
Yeah.
all of which don't relate to one another, and you basically told me that 10 different agencies, 10 different officers, each have pulled guns on you.
Well, I got the.
And everybody that talks to you tends to pull a gun on you. So
I got the police report. So why would it be false if I got police reports stating that?
You got the police report?
Of course.
Okay. Here's the deal. I'll give you my email address, and if you want, forward me everything you have. Okay.
But you at the point where you said you refusing to investigate my complaint because you don't like to.
Well, I'm gonna. If you said that you have stuff on. You said that you have stuff on video, and you also say that you have all this information and it's documented. So send it to me then.
But you the FBI, you the special agent. Ain't you gonna do your own investigation? You just gonna sit around and wait?
Well,
you can't call the state attorney's office to look at Berkeley body-worn camera footage. You can't call and look at Zane Jones body-worn camera footage.
Mr. Douglas, I'm giving you some homework to do for me to move forward. You have to do these things.
I ain't no investigator. I can do what I can.
I understand, but
do as much as I can. But I don't know how to. I don't know.
You told me well, you can go to the library. You can go to, and they can assist you.
I don't know how to do all that right now. But that ain't gonna stop you from ordering Zane Jones. I'm giving you his name, Zane Jones, body cam of North Miami, Northside Police Station for Miami-Dade, January 14, 2019. His I see you coughing in my face, but I'm gonna keep talking. 2 white cops stopped me as I was walking down 118th Street, and they grabbed me by my throat, started squeezing my throat, and said, "I'm gonna kill you, nigga. I hate you, nigga. You die, you black bitch. I hate you, nigga." And I was caught on body cam footage. So why would you not believe that? Why would you say lying without you even looking at the footage?
Okay, Mr. Douglas, go ahead and send me that information. I'll be happy to take a look at it.
What you want to know? The case number, the arrest number? What is you want?
No, I want you to send me the information. You said that you have it on camera, that you have it recorded. Go ahead and send it to me, as well as any of the other information.
Listen, I ain't computer savvy, homeboy. I told you about felony offenses that public officials committed. So why is you refusing to investigate without even doing an investigation? Is it because I named some high-ranking white officials and you don't want to see them get in trouble?
No, sir.
So why don't you have a duty to investigate?
Right. So I have your phone number. Let me do some looking into this, and I'll give you a call back. Okay?
Do you have a supervisor? Because I feel like you're trying to blow smoke up my butt. So I may want to.
What's your phone number, Mr. Douglas?
My phone number is 216-415-0232.
Okay.
And you got a supervisor?
Yeah, I'll look into this and then we'll give you a call back, okay?
No, I said, do you got a supervisor?
Thank you, Mr. Douglas. Have a good day.
I want to speak to your supervisor. And that's FDLE for y'all. Just another group of little racist ass crackers. So I'm going to call back because I ain't about to be bullied by no pig. You can clearly hear his little friends in the background. That's him.
Florida Department of Law Enforcement.
Yeah, how you doing? Is this the Florida Department of Law Enforcement?
Yes.
All right. You know what today's date is?
The 19th.
December?
Yes.
All right, yeah. Who is the supervisor in charge there? Because I need to speak to the supervisor because I want to move forward and get a some investigation. I need to get an investigation going on against some corrupt officials for, attacking me, trying to kill
Give me
me.
1 second.
Man, get the
Important cybersecurity bulletin. We appreciate your call. A member will be available to assist you in a moment.
Yeah, who am I speaking with? Nigga hung up. Calling him back. Get this on camera right here. Let's try this one more time. Watch it hang up.
Florida Department of Law Enforcement.
Yeah, can you transfer me to a supervisor so I can make a complaint? I need to open up a criminal investigation.
Okay. I'm Adrian Lucas, Senior Management Analyst.
FDLE.
Yeah. Can I speak to somebody about making this complaint?
This is Agent Geller. I spoke with you already. I told you that I'll look into it.
Yeah, you just hung up on me when I called you back. Why was that?
Because I told you, well, how am I supposed to look into it if you keep calling me?
Well, why did you hang up on me? I called you one time.
All right.
I asked you a question. I ain't trying to argue with me. It was rude for you to hang up. Can you apologize about that?
No, Mr. Douglas. Mr. Douglas, I have a lot of work going on here, and you're holding me up.
I'm not holding you up. I just asked, why did you hang up? First of all, you were supposed to...
Because we're done. Mr. Douglas, we're done. Well, I gave you an opportunity, and when you wouldn't accept it, then that was the end of that.
What you mean I wouldn't accept you giving me your email? You hung up without...
I told you to give me, and you said, I don't have time for that. I don't do that kind of stuff. That's how it... If you wanted to send it to me, you can either send it via mail, or you can send it via email.
Well, I told you I don't know how to email a video footage, but I do have them in my phone, but you were still supposed to give me your email. You hung up being very rude and disrespectful because you don't want to launch an investigation into your own friends, because they're your friends and family members. So what's your email? I need to know the name of your supervisor.
Okay.
What's your
My first name is Steve.
Yeah,
I'm telling you my email.
What's your
You got my email?
What's your email? Do I gotta keep saying it 15 times when you give it to me?
Alright, we're done. Have a good day.
Can I get your email? See that? Hung up. Now I'm gonna call back.
Hello.
Yeah, can I speak to a supervisor?
I've transferred you twice. Have you been able to speak to him?
Keep sending me to the same person that's hanging up every time I call, so I need to speak to somebody.
Okay, well, that's the person that you need to speak to. That's the duty agent for Miami-Dade. I don't know why he keeps on hanging up on you.
Who is the supervisor?
Did you go to internal affairs department of the police department that you're trying to complain about?
Yeah, they pulled guns out on me, told me they'd kill me. That's why I'm going to FDLE, because the internal affairs...
Okay, I'm going to transfer you to his supervisor then. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Helping law enforcement throughout Florida solve violent crime and white-collar crime.
Call back. Make sure the voicemail that motherfucker. These pigs.
Florida Department of Law Enforcement.
Yeah, could you transfer me to the supervisor?
I already transferred you. He didn't answer?
He went to a voicemail, but I don't know if I have...
Okay, if it goes to voicemail, that means that either he's busy at the moment or he's not there. So if you want, I could transfer you again.
You need to listen. Yeah, transfer me again. I didn't know if I left the voicemail.
The Department of Law Enforcement. FDLE works with local, state, and federal criminal justice agencies to get... You may now leave a message for another mailbox, transfer out, or disconnect from Expressions. To leave a message for another mailbox, push pound. To transfer out of Expressions, push 0. To disconnect, push 6. Thank you for calling.
All right, I just left a second message on this phone. And also, it's amazing. It's amazing. See, I recorded the ass, bitch ass crackers. Open up a criminal investigation.
Okay. I'm Adrian Lucas, Senior Management Analyst in the FDLE Inspector General's Office. FDLE members work hard to maintain the highest standards in law enforcement, developing and employing the latest skills and techniques. FDLE has earned triple accreditation by the National Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies, the Commission for Florida Law Enforcement Accreditation, and the American Society for Crime Lab Directors.
FDLE?
Yeah. Can I speak to somebody about making this complaint?
This is Agent Geller. I spoke with you already. I told you that I'll look into it.
Yeah, you just hung up on me when I called you back. Why was that?
Because I told you, well, how am I supposed to look into it if you keep calling me?
Well, why did you hang up on me? I called you one time.
All right, man.
I'm just asking you a question. I ain't trying to argue with me. It was rude for you to hang up. Can you apologize about that?
No, Mr. Douglas. Mr. Douglas, I have a lot of work going on here, and you're holding me up.
I'm not holding you up. I just asked why did you hang up? First of all, you were supposed to give me your
because
email.
We're done. Mr. Douglas, we're done. Well, I gave you an opportunity, and when you wouldn't accept it, then that was the end of that.
What you mean I wouldn't accept you giving me your email? You hung up without giving it to me.
I told you to give me, and you said I don't have time for that. I don't do that kind of stuff. That's how it. If you wanted to send it to me, you can either send it via mail or you can send it via email.
Well, I told you I don't know how to email a video footage, but I do have them in my phone, but you were still supposed to give me your email. You hung up being very rude and disrespectful because you don't want to launch an investigation into your own friends because they're your friends and family members. So what's your email? I need to know the name of your supervisor.
Okay.
What's your email?
My first name is Steve.
Yeah, I already got that. What's your
You got my email?
What's your email? Do I got to keep saying it 15 times before you give it to me?
All right, we're done. Have a good day.
Can I get your email? See that? Hung up. Now I'm going to call back.
Hello.
Yeah, can I speak to a supervisor? You keep
I
sending me
transferred you twice. Have you been able to speak to him?
You keep sending me to the same person that's hanging up every time I call, so I need to speak to somebody
Okay, well,
that know
that's
how
the
to
person
treat
that you
them.
need to speak to. That's the duty agent for Miami-Dade. I don't know why he keeps on hanging up on you.
Who is this supervisor?
Did you go to the internal affairs department of the police department that you're trying to complain about?
Yeah, they pulled guns out on me, told me they'd kill me, and that's why I'm going to FDLE, because the internal affairs
Okay,
is
I'm
just
going to transfer you to his supervisor then. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Helping law enforcement throughout Florida solve violent crime and white-collar crime. The party you have called...
Special Agent Supervisor Ken Haberland.
Cannot be reached. You may leave a message or transfer to an N pound or just hang up. To transfer out of expressions, push 0.
Yeah, my first name is ADACIA, last name Douglas, DOUGLAS. And I just called and left an extensive complaint with Steve Geller. And he was very rude and disrespectful. His badge number 1436. He kept hanging up on me and very rude. He told me that as I was telling him complaints about a judge named Carmen Cabargo coming off the bench and punching me in the courtroom, and I told him another complaint about 2 white cops named Funderburg Lee and Zane Jones strangling me and calling me niggers throughout a fake arrest that they was placing me under. Called me, this was involving case number F19000901. Arrest date, the incident date was January 14, 2019. Steve Geller told me I was a lie and he don't believe any of my complaints, and pretty much hung up on me without even investigating. I told him that I contacted the Internal Affairs about these officers attacking me and that the Internal Affairs officers had even assaulted me, pulled out guns on me on different occasions, and physically beat me up. Some even had me placed under false arrest. Told him that Captain Fernandez, Rundle State Attorney's Office, put an unlawful restraining order just to prevent me from coming inside of their office and filing my complaints. They would have their secretaries hang up the phone and tell me that I'm not allowed to bring criminal complaints to their office at all, that I would have to have the police do it. I told them a case where I was burglarized by
You have 15 seconds of recording time left.
I was burglarized by North Miami police on September 2nd, named Erica Carter, where she came in at gunpoint and drugged me out my apartment and burglarized my apartment just to retaliate against me for filing lawsuits and complaints against the police.
Your message has exceeded the recording time allowed. You may replay this message, indicate that you have finished recording it, or delete it. To replay the message, push 7, then 3. If you have finished recording, push pound. To delete the message, push 6. You may replay this message from the beginning, replay the last 8 seconds, transfer out, or disconnect from expressions. To replay the message from the beginning, push 3. To replay the previous 8 seconds, push 8. To transfer out of expressions, push 0. To disconnect, push 6. To transfer to an extension, dial that extension number and then push pound. To enter a name and to solve crimes while protecting Florida citizens and visitors. Please stay on the line. A member will be available to assist you in a moment.
I'm Stacy Lehman, Training and Research Manager.
The party you have...
Actually, they will retaliate against me and jump on me. Carmen Cabarga fought me in her courtroom. Actually, I told him about another two white cops named Funderburg, Lee, and Zane.
So that's the FDLE. That's the real FDLE. Miami. So y'all swear up and down we got law in America. Y'all swear up and down we got justice in America because you see these upper class black Christians vouching for these well-groomed Caucasians that claim they love America and the Constitution, and even you niggers. They love you niggers more than you love yourself. And they gonna prove it to you. So as you see, the government is gangsters, criminals, mobsters, maggots, rats, flies. They filthy scumbag. They don't work for the Constitution. They use the Constitution to work for them. It's a big difference. They don't work for the Constitution. They use the Constitution to work for them. They operate as private citizens, private companies, private corporations that run the world working as government officials. Those officials swore an allegiance to their community first. This FDLE agent tell me I'm telling a bold-faced lie in the phone call. In the phone call. So she putting chips up. She don't want to be seen on here. First phone call ever. Could you imagine if they treated the rest of Americans the same way that they treated me? First call, we don't believe you. It's possible for these guys to do all these acts without investigating. It's because they already know who I am. I'm the number 1 threat in America. He know exactly who I was, especially when I started talking about it. And in his ignorance, and his biasm towards me, made him slip out and say certain things that he shouldn't have said. He shouldn't have said I'm lying. I'm not telling the truth. He hadn't even investigated technically the matter on record yet. This the initial phone call. And absolutely nothing I said was false. When he hung up the phone, that made him guilty of obstructing justice. He just committed a crime, y'all. The FDLE, I can sue this man in civil court for violating my constitutional right to be treated fairness and equal protection of the law. And that's a good law to be able to sue these pigs under, and I need it. Equal protection of the law. When officials do not treat you fairly and use their powers to protect you like the Constitution tells them to do, you can sue these niggas. So right now, December 19, 2022, this long battle that I'm fighting against these devils, they keep throwing other friends and employees in the way to stop me. And everything, item, person, scumbag, maggot that they throw in the way, the Lord showed me a way to destroy that nigga completely and leave him in his own dust. You can investigate the law yourself and see the obstruction, official misconduct. I went to jail for 4.5 years for obstruction by allegedly stopping a girl, Kendra Broomfield Smith, from calling the police. The police report said that she ran to call the police and I stopped her and grabbed her in the hallway and said, "You ain't calling nobody." They said that was obstruction of an official investigation, tampering with a witness, and gave me 5 years in prison just for that act alone. That officer obstructing, Geller, Steve Geller, by hanging up while I'm making an official complaint. I'm in the shoes of Kendra Broomfield Smith today. I'm reporting a crime. He's on the other end. Yes, he's the official, but he can't obstruct justice himself and get away with it. He can be charged too, official misconduct. So that's how gangster this shit is. So that now, with him putting his badge and career and reputation on the line, and I hope he ain't, since he's an officer, I can start showing up to their court hearings when they arrest other people and testifying against them officials for misconduct and perjury and putting their credibility in jeopardy. And I can do that with every single officer that crossed me. And so can we as black people. And if I was a leader in a church, I would be gathering up our troops to start marching down to the courthouses to fight. You see other blacks marching to the courthouse like Crump, Benjamin Chump, and saying that the justice system is our justice system, and that's the way we get justice, by allowing them Peckerwoods on the bench, them Jews mixed with Satan, Jucifer, to be the final and only decision maker. Just go make your complaint and let them rule away. Hell no. That ain't justice. That's house niggerness. That's coolness. We ain't getting justice until we kicking ass and burning shit down and terrorizing them like they did you. They kicked your ass, so equality means they need their ass kicked. They burnt your shit down. Equality means you need to burn they shit down. They killed your family. Put your family members in prison for years. Stole your land and everything you owned and turned around and called you a thief. Because you was hungry and went in the kitchen to get something to eat. We need to do the same thing to them devils. So make sure y'all aid me with that cash app to support me. DACIA 60 at your door. And that's definitely motherfucking for sure.